Hi viewers, as we discussed in first two videos, basic settings of the SheetCam that are required to make G-code for CNC plasma cutting, and also we have converted one DXF file into the G-code for CNC plasma. So now we will discuss about what is inside offset, outside offset, and no offset option in the SheetCam. How does it work? What is this? And how can we benefit from it? Okay, now first of all, I am going to open my file, import drawing. Then I'll go to, I have made a file of rectangle 300 millimeter by 150 millimeter. Okay, you can see here, I have made this rectangle 300 width, 150 height. I have made this file in Adobe Illustrator. Okay, now come to this, selecting the DXF file, rectangle 300 by 150. Okay, I have made this file in millimeters, so I'm selecting the scaling as metric. Okay, now you can see here is my drawing. This rectangle is 300 by 150 Okay, now I am doing the operation on it. It asked me about contour method. Okay, contour method first, just select inside offset. I will explain later why I'm doing this as. Okay, now in the layer section, sometimes it shows empty. Empty means it has not selected the layer in which the design is made, the drawing is made. So you have to manually select the layer. This is the layer, layer 1. Sometimes it is named as 0, sometimes layer 2. This is the name of the layer we use in our drawing software. For example, Adobe Illustrator, AutoCAD, etc. So when we use layer 1 in Adobe Illustrator, you will see here the name as layer 1. If I use another name, it will show here. Okay, you have to select the layer. Okay, now as we have discussed two times in the last two videos about tool, feed rate, etc. So lead in and lead out, I have already explained it. Okay, select OK. Now you see, if you see close to this white line is your actual rectangle boundary. And this green line is showing the tool cutting. So it means my tool is cutting inside the boundary. Okay. So my rectangle will be cut this distance, you can say it as 1.5 curve of my nozzle. So my tool is cutting 1.5 inside the rectangle. So inside offset means if there is a closed shape, the tool will cut the shape from inside of it. So what will happen after cutting is, when you cut this, your material, your drawing that was 300 by 150 it will not be exact in size. So why? Because it has 1.5 cut inside from this line, from this line, from this line, from this line. So our shape will be 1.5 less from all the sides. So our shape will be 147 in height and 297 in width. Why? 3 is less than the original, because we have selected the inside offset, 1.5 offset from this side, 1.5 offset from this side, and it will actually 3 less from all the sides. Okay, from this width, and same for this height. Okay, if I select this option, this will show the true curve width of the tool. I select this. Okay, now you can see that it will melt this green material. This is 1.5 curve. 1.5 mm from this side, 1.5 mm from this side, 1.5 mm from this side, 1.5 mm from this side. So height wise 1.5, 1.5, 3 mm less, width wise 1.5, 1.5, 3 mm less from the width. So inside offset means if you have a close figure, it will cut the material from the inside. And when you select lead in and lead outs, lead in and lead out will be inside the shape. So your shape will have a small spot of 3 mm lead in here. This is the lead in and this is the lead out. So lead in 3 mm spot here and lead out 3 mm spot here will be in your shape. So whenever you have a simple shape, you cannot cut it from inside offset because of this. If you are selecting, if you have selected the lead in and lead outs. Okay. Now we go to change it to the contour method as outside offset. Okay, now see. Now what happened if I remove this highlighter? Okay, now go to this point. Now the tool is cutting the shape from 1.5 mm outside the material. So in this way, in this method, cutting from the outside, you will actually get the shape of 300 mm by 150 mm of this rectangle, because cutting is outside this shape. So this is their wastage material. So 1.5 mm curve will be in this wastage material. So you have solid rectangle here with actual width and height. And another benefit, the 3 mm lead in and lead outs mark on the material will be on the wastage material, not on this your actual design. Okay, this is outside offset. Outside offset means when you cut a closed shape, it will cut the curve width outside the shape. Curve width is the die of the nozzle, is the material which is melted when plasma torch move to the through the line. Okay, now I am selecting contour method as inside, sorry, no offset. No offset means cut the line on the actual line. Okay, and the actual shape, the line of the actual shape will be the line or the path of the nozzle. So it means what? It means your curve width will be divided half inside the material, half outside the material. So it means 1.5 mm is the curve, 0.75 mm will be inside the material, 0.75 mm will be outside the material. Now you can look it. So what happens? If you closely look at it, the curve width is half above inside the material and half outside the material in the wastage area. So, and also the lead in and lead outs will be inside the material. So it will have uh, in actual half of 1.5 mm width, curve width less from this side and half of 1.5 mm. So the total size of this shape you will get will be 298.5 mm in width and 148.5 mm in height, because 1.5 is the curve, half of the curve is removed from here and half of the curve is removed from here. So half of the curve is 0.75. So half plus this half, it is equal to 1.5 mm. The actual curve width will be subtracted from this height of this shape and also from the width of this shape. So this shape will be total dimensions on the board side minus curve width on all sides. Okay. So these three methods we use while making G code. So for closed shapes, we use outside offset. Outside offset, if you use lead in and lead outs, in outside offset, the lead in and lead outs will be outside this our actual design, so it will be in the wastage material. So why when we use no offset and inside offset is used for the shapes which are not needed by us. For example, there is a circle cutting in this shape in the rectangle. If we have a circle in this, we will use inside offset for this circle. So our lead in and lead out marks should be inside the circle, and it will fall down during cutting, and it is wastage material. So our this rectangle should not be damaged. I will show in another video about inside offsets. So don't bother it. So when we use no offset is only used when we have open paths. Open paths means when you have single lines, not a closed shape. So then we use no offset. Okay. So select OK, outside offset, and go to select this P to run the G code, and it will save the G code into my desired folder. I'll save it, post processing complete. So you can see here my G code. This is my G code. I will share in another video about what these values means. Okay, so this is enough for today. If you have any question, just comment it. You can ask me. I'll try to help you as much as I can. Thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.